Morning, everybody. I'm very happy you're here. Welcome. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks, and I am an OBGYN, lifestyle medicine board certified physician, and weight loss coach. And I am here to help you find peace in your relationship with food through your relationship with God. So, what are we talking about? Why is this whole discussion happening around spirit led weight loss? And what does God have to do with losing weight? The truth is, you can lose weight doing all the different things that you've done before. You've been successful. You know how to lose weight with, doing certain programs or points or counting calories or eliminating food groups, or there's all kinds of different hacks, diets, programs, boot camps, etc. There's a lot you can do to lose weight. And if you really, really think about it, you've done that before. And you've lost some weight, you've lost a lot of weight. But if you're here looking at permanent weight loss, long-term weight loss, then those things haven't worked long term. They've been temporary. And so I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, what is the difference between what I'm doing with my clients and what most people are doing to lose weight? And the goals are different. The goals are very different. The goals of most programs, most diets is speed. So, how fast can we lose the weight? And ease. How easy can we make it to lose the weight? I want when most people want to lose weight, they say to themselves, I want to lose weight quickly and I want to lose weight easily. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to be hungry. I don't want, how many times a day can I eat? How many snacks? What are the rules? So that I'm not uncomfortable the whole time I'm doing this, but I want the weight to go. And the truth is, although most diets and programs sell you speed and sell you ease, one or the other or both, none of them actually live up to it. And the reason why I know is because rarely do people stay on those programs indefinitely. So if it's so easy, why wouldn't people keep going? I mean, really, why? If it's easy to do it and the weight comes off and you're successful, then you would keep doing it. Something about it isn't easy. So that part is a fail. And then speed. Well, sometimes the harder it is, the faster the weight, like the more restrictive the diet. You can only eat carrots and celery. Yeah, the weight falls off, but you can't sustain it. So you might get speed. You're probably trading the easy part for the speed. And the speed happens and the weight falls off, and then you're like, I can't do this anymore. And then the weight comes right back because you can't live like that. So, what am I doing with my clients that's different? I'm not selling speed, I'm not selling ease. I will say, when I lost my 60 pounds, it came off pretty quick. But I was a lot younger. That was part of why it came off faster. And I was also very rigid with myself. But the speed at which the weight comes off really depends on what you do. But as long as it's coming off and it's sustainable, you might not get speed, you might not get ease because you're making permanent life changes. What I am doing that's different is permanence. So, what I do with clients is I help them shift their lives, change how they're eating, how they engage with food, what their relationship is with food, all under the umbrella, whether we talk about it explicitly or not, of how does God want us to honor these bodies that we have, to treat them as the temple that they are, and do that for the rest of our lives. So when you do that, the weight comes off and it stays off because you're not on and off a program. And you've changed how you think and how you engage with food every day of your life because you think differently about it. I'm going to tell you my story, what happened with me and how I lost the weight and what does God have to do with it. But first, I'm going to pray. Father in heaven, God, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for letting me be here with those watching and those joining on the replay. Father, I pray for the words that I say to help, to support, to encourage. God, I pray your spirit guides us all as we continue to try to live lives that honor you, especially in the area of our eating and weight. It's in your son Jesus' name. Amen. So, how did I lose the weight? And what does God have to do with it? So, I was overweight from puberty until I lost the weight at around 31 or 32 years old after my first baby. So, long time being overweight, all through high school, all through college, medical school, residency, all of it. And so much of what eating I was doing was reward eating, stress eating, um, I deserve it eating. I deserve it was a big one in medical school and residency. Just the concept that I'm working so hard, I worked 80 hours this week. I deserve the donuts that the nurses brought in, or I deserve a cookie. Life is hard. And so I might as well have some small thing that makes me happy, like a cookie or a donut. Never mind whether I was hungry, not hungry, needed fuel, didn't need fuel. I wanted it, I ate it. But that resulted in me being significantly overweight for my height. And I was uncomfortable. I had been uncomfortable. I didn't like how I fit in my clothes. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I felt. And as I got older, I started to have aches and pains that I didn't think belonged in a 30, 31-year-old body. Um, and I really got to a point where I said, I just don't want it. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to live this way. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do anything different, but I knew this. I had been through many challenges up to that point. Hard things in my life, hard things in my family, hard things in my training, hard things in, my career. And I thought, and I became a Christian at 23, where I really committed my life to following God. And I realized I was like, I've been through all these things. I, the God who took me through all those challenges is not too small to deal with my weight problem. My weight problem is not even doesn't even rival some of these other things that I faced. So why do I think this is the one area that I just cannot conquer? I cannot be successful here. I can't lose weight because it's just not possible for me. And I thought, okay, maybe me alone trying to figure it out, maybe I can't. But I absolutely 100% know that God is able to help me do this if, this was the big if I will follow him in this specific area. Now, we talk a lot in the scriptures about submission and about trusting God and about faith, but with food and with weight, we rarely put that part of our lives under the lordship of Jesus. We don't take that part of our life and say, okay, every bite I eat, I'm going to make sure I am honoring God as I do that. We just, it's just automated. It's just our lives. We just keep moving. And so there's a lot that I teach, and there's a lot of structure and habits and working through emotions. A lot of the coaching I do really helps undo some of the patterns. And it all works whether or not you believe in God or have faith in Jesus. But for those of us who are women of faith, The question I want you to consider is, why would this not be part of your faith journey? Why would your struggle with weight, your relationship with food, not be something that you would submit under the umbrella of your faith? Because everything that we do as women of faith, whether it's job, raising kids, our relationships, our friendships, our spouse, all that is designed to be done God's way. Why would food be any different? Why would how we take care of our body not come from the wisdom of the Lord? And so, as a physician, it's funny because people are like, "Oh, well, you're a scientist, and you know all the facts." And I do. I studied for years. I did additional training. I have holistic nutrition certifications, and I'm lifestyle medicine boarded, and all the things. And I know a ton about people, bodies, health, all that. And it's all fascinating. And the thing that I love about my medical background is that the longer I am a physician, the more that I know, the bigger my faith gets, because I know how much we don't know. And I know the only one who knows all of it, why everything works the way it does, down to the subatomic level, is God, because the designer is the only one that knows how it all comes together. And we know a lot, but we don't know everything. And so when it gets to, do I eat when I'm hungry? Do I stop when I'm full? Do I trust the signals that God has put in my body to govern my eating? Or do I ignore them? Do I blow through full on a regular basis and overeat? Do I snack just because the food is there? Why do I do that? Because it's not something I'm thinking about in terms of faith, in terms of submitting my will to God's will. And so, all of that being said, when I ask people, where is God in your weight loss? And they're like, what? What does that have to do with? I don't understand. I think when you think about it a little bit more through eyes of faith, it makes perfect sense. The designer of your body and the one who knows exactly how much food you need to eat every day, and that varies on a day-to-day basis, is the one that we need to ask before we eat, before we put fuel in the tank, before we decide when the fill up needs to happen. Like, we have a gauge on the car. We go, oh, it's quarter of a tank left. I got to go fill that up. We don't have a gauge that we can see in the same way in the body, but we do have signals that are placed there. And those are the ones we need to obey for eating. That's not what we do, but that's what the design says that we should do. So, something to think about. I'd love to hear what you think about that. Have you thought about connecting your faith, your spirit, your submission in the area of your eating, in the area of your weight loss? And let's talk about it. Okay. If you want to see more of what I'm doing, I want you to go to my website. It's www.drandreachristianparks.com. And I will see you there, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you want to read more of my blogs, all that is on the website. So I'll see you soon. Bye.